and welcome to Verdict 2015. Now, 55% voter turnout in the second phase of Bihar Assembly Elections. Polls took place in 32 seats in 6 Maoist-affected districts yesterday. All news and updates from Bihar in the next half an hour. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. Let us begin with the headlines. 55% voter turnout in Phase 2. Campaign underway for Phase 3. Sonia Gandhi to address 2 rallies today. BJP's change in tactic after second phase of polling in Bihar. State leaders take precedence over Prime Minister and Amit Shah in posters that have come up across the state. Our focus today is the Mahatma Gandhi Bridge in Patna. That's one of the most prominent structures of Bihar, but is in urgent need for maintenance. And we also look at the minority vote in Bihar. While political parties talk about safeguarding their rights, the smaller communities are not convinced. Well, the second phase of the 5-phased assembly elections in Bihar witnessed a massive voter turnout of 55% on Friday, despite Maoist threats in several areas. Nearly 23 of the 32 constituencies which went to polls in the second phase were considered to be Maoist hubs, but polling was largely peaceful. Voters in 32 constituencies spread over 6 districts including Kaimur, Rohtas, Arwal, Jehanabad, Aurangabad and Gaya queued up outside polling booths to exercise their franchise. Like the first phase on 12th of October, Friday's polling also saw more women voters turning out than the men folk. Women took the lead by recording 57.5% voting as against men who recorded 52.5%. However, voters had to wait for long owing to the slow pace of polling.
हम लोग सोच रहे हैं कि देश का विकास हो, देश आगे बढ़े, भ्रष्टाचार मिटे यहाँ का।
अपने मन से मतदान दें, किसी के प्रेशर में मतदान नहीं दें, विकास का मतदान दें।
का मुद्दा है विकास ही होना। विकास होने का मतलब देश का विकास मतलब हमारा विकास।
Electoral officials said polling was more or less peaceful and there was no major untoward incident reported from anywhere. While Kaimur recorded a maximum of 57.86% voting, Aurangabad saw the lowest turnout of 52.5%.
प्रतिशत देखें तो इस फेज के लिए ये लगभग 55% रहा, जो पिछली बार 52.03% था.
A cane bomb was found near a polling booth in Maoist-hit Aurangabad district's Rafiganj constituency. A bomb squad was immediately called.
BSF की और पोलिंग पार्टी जब यहाँ बूथ पे पहुंची तो देखा एक केन में बम रखा हुआ है. इन्होंने पहले बिल्डिंग को चारों तरफ से सुरक्षित किया, उसके बाद पोलिंग सेंटर को बाहर लाया, बाहर मतदान कराना सुनिश्चित किया. मतदान अभी काफी सुचारू रूप से चल रहा है, किसी प्रकार की कोई बाधा नहीं है. और तब तक बीडी टीम को बुलाया गया और बीडी टीम ने बड़ी ही सुगमता से इस बम को डिफ्यूज कर दिया है.
Apart from former Chief Minister Jitan Ram Manjhi, senior BJP leader and former Minister Prem Kumar, former State BJP Chief Gopal Narayan Singh and State Minister Jay Kumar Singh are among those whose fate has been sealed in this phase. Political parties are upbeat about their chances.
हार का तो कोई सवाल कहीं नहीं उठ रहा है. जीतन का मतलब ही है जीत, इसीलिए वो दोनों सीट से हम लोग जीतेंगे. मार्जिन कहाँ ज़्यादा होता है कहाँ कम होता है वो अलग बात है, लेकिन सीट निकलेगी, दोनों सीट जीतेंगे.
हम स्वीप करेंगे और उसमें बड़ा योगदान बीजेपी का है. पूरी सरकार यहाँ उन्होंने कैंपेन में डाली और प्रधानमंत्री जो है वो गली गली डगर डगर नगर नगर जो घूमे हैं, तो लोगों को लग गया क्या है ये भारत के सारे देश के कई सूबों में चुनाव हुए, ऐसा कभी हुआ नहीं है. तो लोगों को सचेत कर दिया. उन सचेत लोगों को हम लोग समझा रहे हैं.
मुझे लगता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी एनडीए की सरकार शासन में आएगी. ये पूरे संकेत पूरे बड़े अक्षरों में दीवालों पर लिखा है. एक बिहार में वातावरण बदल चुका है, लहर की स्थिति है और 50 साल के शासनकाल, 25 साल कांग्रेस का, 15 साल लालू यादव का, 5-10 साल नीतीश कुमार का, अब वो कार्यकाल समाप्त करके.
With 2 phases completed, the next phase will be held on 28th of October, followed by the 4th phase on 1st of November and 5th phase on 5th of November. Counting will take place on November 8. Bihar, traditionally seen as a bellwether of national politics, is a keenly watched election result. It is being touted as Prime Minister Modi's litmus test after the Delhi defeat. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. All right, Dr. Shakil is a political analyst, is now joining us from Patna. Good morning, Dr. Shakil, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. Dr. Shakil, now 55% voter turnout we are seeing in the second phase, now, which is 3% higher than the 2010 assembly election in that state. Again, a heartening trend really in the Indian democracy?
I can't hear you properly, Aishwarya. Can you speak louder?
Yes, Dr. Shakil, I was asking you again, a very heartening trend coming in from Bihar, where 55% voter turnout is seen, which is again 3% higher than the assembly elections last time in the state.
Yes, I mean, that is very heartening. And it's not only that the percentage of vote has gone higher. What is more heartening that the women once again in the second phase outnumber the men at the booths. And third heartening feature of this round was that large section of the marginalized people came out of vote. Either they were from the Dalits or they were from the minorities. So this bodes well for the democracy. This also speaks that even the threat of Maoist, which was looming large in that area, which is highly infested with left-wing extremism, that threat was nullified by the government's initiatives, and we could, as an end result, we could see higher percentage of electorates turning on the booth.
Also, Dr. Shakil, again, a very encouraging point was also that again women outnumbered men in reaching to the poll booths.
Yes, this, as I told you earlier, this is very encouraging, and there are 3-4 factors possibly which can be attributed to this. One is surely the credit should go to the Election Commission for creating the awareness. In Gaya district, you would have known that there were 7 booths which had all women staff in the Gaya town. So, I mean, such initiatives brings more confidence amongst the voters. Secondly, the campaigning has been on high pitch, and everybody who has been following Bihar elections, they know that the women have a very important and crucial role in deciding the electoral fortunes of the political parties. During the 2010 elections, when the post-electoral analysis were made, it was found that the women voted contrary to their men counterparts when it came to choosing their choice of candidates in the elections. So this is very good, as a matter of fact.
Yes, and we must also congratulate Election Commission. There were, as you were mentioning, there were a number of booths, all women manned booths. Also, there were slogans like "Pehle Matdan, Phir Jalpan." So women there coming out in large numbers and exercising their franchise. Dr. Shakil, you stay with us. We'll just come back to you. Meanwhile, it is an apparent change of tactic on the BJP's part midway through the Bihar polls. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Party President Amit Shah have been pushed into the background on the posters of party in the state. Now, instead, photographs of state leaders like Sushil Modi, Nand Kishore Yadav, Giriraj Singh and Rajiv Pratap Rudy, among others, have come up across the state. And the party has changed focus more on its state leaders and its allies than its central leadership, and decided to focus on a more positive message of stability and development in its campaign. With 162 constituencies still to go to polls after the second phase of elections that ended yesterday, party strategists believe that there was a need to make their message more positive and aspirational. Now, opposition leaders have claimed that some rallies of the Prime Minister have also been cancelled because BJP was finding it going tough in the state and wanted to deflect attention from him, a charge that the BJP has denied. All right, let's go back to Dr. Shakil. Dr. Shakil, now it seems that the BJP has not really been able to sustain that momentum that Prime Minister had started and his rallies, number of his rallies have been cancelled. What do you think is the reason really for BJP to change its tactics, and that too while in the middle of the polls?
Yes, you can see that the signals which are emitting from the BJP camp does not bode well, and possibly there is a lurking fear in the minds of the top echelons of the BJP that they have erred, and they have erred on the wrong side, and now this threat of Grand Alliance, this has pushed them, two steps backwards, and the charges made by Nitish Lalu of Bihari versus Bahari has stuck to the BJP alliance, and they have realized after 2 rounds of election which has covered almost 1/3 of the seats in Bihar, they have found that this is sticking. Now people are questioning who is going to, why only people from outside Bihar are being depicted in the posters. So this Bihari versus Bahari has appealed to the voters of an electorates of Bihar. Secondly, the way the BJP is cancelling its prime mover, that is PM Narendra Modi, that he will now address less and less number of rallies, also speaks volume of the confidence of BJP leadership, because to some of us it seemed that he overexposed himself, he went for the kill and he could not sustain, for any political party to sustain this momentum of campaign for 45 days was not going to be an easy task. And thirdly, their remarks, not only from Bihar, but from outside the Bihar on issues like beef, from one point to another, their chief minister, their ministers, all they are now trying to influence a section of voters. They want to, I saw an interview of one of the union cabinet minister when it was asked to him yesterday that this beef remark has it dented the BJP's image, and his reply was, no, it has consolidated BJP's position. So when he says that it has consolidated BJP's position, it seems that BJP is working very cleverly to consolidate the religion-based votes among the majority amongst Bihar electorates. So it seems now that BJP is losing its wind in this campaign.
All right, BJP seems to be losing its wind in this campaign. But Dr. Shakil, do you think not announcing the chief ministerial candidate and then floating the name of Mr. Prem Kumar as the chief ministerial candidate, do you think that decision and that strategy is actually going to boomerang?
Yes, I mean, there are at least half a dozen strong candidates, and then there are dark horses also, and upper caste who have been supporting the BJP and NDA for last several years is vociferously demanding that somebody from their caste should be made the chief ministerial aspirant. So it's going to be a free for all war after the results are out, and BJP is near any, if at all, of forming a government in Bihar. So they can't announce a candidate at this point of time for the simple reason that there are a lot of claimants, and it's going to, if they announce right now, it's going to damage their electoral prospects in the coming phases of election, when one caste or the two castes who will feel that it was their turn to be the chief, throw the chief ministerial candidate, will not be supporting as vociferously as they are now.
And just last one question. Now, do you think this change in tactics that the BJP is employing by putting up local leaders in its posters rather than the Prime Minister and Amit Shah, do you think that this is actually going to further strengthen the BJP in the next 3 phases, or do you think it is going to probably come across as a confused party?
Yes, this is showing their defeatist mode. If you have to change your strategy midway, they were telling earlier that this is on the issue of development, this election we will fight, and Prime Minister Modi is the model of development in India, so that's why we are putting his pictures. But now midway they realize that this barb of Bihari versus Bahari, the local versus outsider, has stuck to the voters. So now they are changing. So this reflects a defeatist mindset of the BJP, possibly fearing that they are not going to make it at the hustings in this election.
All right. So the BJP seems to be on a back foot after the first two rounds of phases of elections in Bihar. It has recalibrated its strategy ahead of the next three phases. But how is it going to work for the party? That is something that we have to wait and watch. Thank you so much, Dr. Shakil, for joining us this morning and sharing your perspective on that story. And Congress President Sonia Gandhi will address two rallies in Bihar today. Now, Sonia's first rally will be held at Buxar to seek votes in favor of Congress candidate Sanjay Kumar Tiwari. Her second rally will be held in Saran district in Manjhi, which is RJD chief Lalu Prasad's home turf. Now, both Buxar and Manjhi constituencies are going to polls on 28th of October in the third phase. Earlier, Sonia Gandhi had addressed two election rallies at Kahalgaon and Wazirganj on 3rd of October. And in Verdict 2015, we'll take a very short break. Stay with us for more news and updates on Bihar polls.
Tradition dating back centuries. A cultural heritage that inspires and warms at once. Magic that awes. Rajya Sabha Television brings you events that embrace the wonders of India's classical arts. Conversations with the biggest names in the culture and music. Rajya Sabha Television, democracy at work.
Renowned economist Amartya Sen needs no introduction. Recipient of the Nobel Prize for Economics in 1998, Sen has always shown a keen interest in the problems of the underprivileged. He has made immense contributions to the discipline of welfare economics and social choice theory, and his books have been translated into more than 30 languages. In 2010, Amartya Sen was listed among the world's 50 most influential people who matter.
Hello, I am Ishan Russell.
I'm Tracy Shilchi and you're watching News Tonight.
Together with the team of our
dedicated professionals from across various fields.
This is Shyam Sundar, Vishal Dahiya, Akhilesh Suman,
Frank Pereira from Beijing, China.
Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
We bring to you
the news that matters here on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back after the break. Now let's take a look at our special segment, Campaign Trail. Now, Union Ministers Smriti Irani and Rajnath Singh campaigned in Bihar for the third phase of elections on Friday. While Smriti Irani vouched for the BJP for better education facilities in the state, Home Minister Rajnath Singh blamed the Grand Alliance of not concentrating on issues which are important for the development of the state.
अगर आप किसी सरकारी स्कूल में जाएं तो क्या वहां पर स्कूल के समय में पूरे के पूरे समय शिक्षित तैनात हैं? अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आपके बच्चे एक ऐसी सरकारी स्कूल में जाएं जहां व्यवस्था का कोई अभाव ना हो, तो 28 तारीख को घर के बाहर आए, कमल का बटन दबाएं।
मांस की चर्चा करता है, कोई बाहरी और भीतरी की चर्चा करता है। इन सब सारे मुद्दों पर चर्चा हो रही है और मेरे बहनों भाइयों, केवल अपनी नाकामियों पर से बिहार की जनता का ध्यान बटाने के लिए, हटाने के लिए इस प्रकार की बेवजह की फालतू बातें इस चुनाव के दौरान उछाली जा रही हैं।
And Chief Minister Nitish Kumar addressed a rally in poll-bound Nalanda yesterday. Let's take a listen.
जिस राज्य में कानून और व्यवस्था की हालत इतनी खराब हो कि जहां का चुनाव राज्य सरकार ऑर्डिनेंस जारी करके टाल दे, दूसरे राज्य में उसी राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री रहे हैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी 12 साल तक, यहाँ करके कहते हैं जंगल राज। जहाँ कानून व्यवस्था की हालत इतनी बुरी है, कभी कर्फ्यू लग रहा है, कभी गोली चल रही है, पंचायत का चुनाव टल गया, उसको कहते हैं मंगल राज।
Now, Patna's Mahatma Gandhi Bridge is one of the most prominent structures in Bihar. In a sense, it also reflects the state of development. The bridge that connects the east and west regions is in urgent need of maintenance, and the growing number of vehicles make traffic jams a routine feature here. Take a look.
Bihar's famous bridge, the Mahatma Gandhi Setu. It used to be the lifeline of the state at one time, but it's falling apart now. So much so that people fear for their safety when they travel on it.
पुराना पुल है, अभी तक बिहार सेंट्रल अभी तक नया पुल जो बन रही है अभी तक कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ है। हम लोगों को बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है इस पुल से।
ऐसे यही सोच कर निकलते हैं कि ओ गॉड सेतु पर कहीं जाम मत लग जाए। जाम मतलब पार करने में बहुत 3-4 घंटे लग सकते हैं अगर लगता है तो।
In 1982, then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi dedicated the bridge to the nation. The bridge not only connects two cities, Patna and Hajipur, but also the two shores of the Ganga. The 6-kilometer-long bridge even found itself a place in the record books for its size. But the fact remains the structure that came up in 1982 started showing cracks in 1990 itself. Improper maintenance made matters worse.
अब भारत सरकार कहती है कि हमने पुल के लिए इतना पैसा दिया। बिहार सरकार का ये कहना है कि हमको वो पैसा, जिस पैसे की बात करना है वो हमको मिला नहीं, या तो इस तरह से एक आरोप प्रत्यारोप का भी सिलसिला चला लंबे समय तक। लेकिन इसमें जो नुकसान हुआ, जो सफ़र किया, वो बिहार के लोग हैं।
82 crore rupees was spent on the construction of the bridge, but subsequent repairs cost over 115 crore. They haven't improved matters much. The conditions under the bridge are even worse.
लेकिन कमजोर है, बराबर बने गड़बड़ाते रहता है, टूटते रहता है, यही सब होता है बराबर।
डैमेज है
हाँ।
तो अब लोगों के पास साधन तो कोई दूसरा है ही नहीं।
तो साधन कोई नहीं है।
No election passes without political parties promising repairs or even a better bridge to replace this one. Needless to say, they are quickly forgotten. Today, Bihar needs a new bridge to speed up its development. Ravindra Sheron's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, all political parties in Bihar, without exception, talk about safeguarding the rights of the minorities. But the smaller communities don't believe them, particularly the Christians and the Sikhs who feel neglected and left out. The question that they ask is, can the country call itself secular if these state of affairs continue?
Election season in the birthplace of Gautam Buddha, Mahavir and Guru Gobind Singh. Political parties are in a race to bag the minority vote, and each of them is presenting itself as the very face of tolerance. The prize is the small minority groups, for each can be seen as a compact vote share. But the Sikhs don't seem to be figuring in anyone's calculations yet.
हर सरकार से हम लोग की एक तकलीफ जरूर है। वो हमारी एक तकलीफ ये है कि हम लोग चूंकि वोट बैंक हम लोग का है नहीं, हम लोग बहुत कम अल्पमत है, इसलिए हम लोग की सरकार सुनती नहीं है।
The Christians are facing almost the same set of problems. The common complaint is because of their relatively smaller numerical strength, no political party thinks it's worthwhile to pursue policy alternatives for them at the centre. Christians argue this is so even when their contribution in health and education is as good, if not better, than any other community.
हम लोग माइनॉरिटी में माइनॉरिटी है और ये बात तो एकदम ठीक है, साफ है। हम वोट बैंक तो है नहीं, वैसे भी 2.5% हमारी आबादी है। वोट बैंक नहीं होने के कारण कोई भी जो राजनीतिक दल है उसका कोई ध्यान हम लोगों पर नहीं है।
According to the 2011 census, Bihar has 1,29,247 Christians, 23,779 Sikhs, 25,453 Buddhists, and 18,914 Jains, and 13,437 people of other assorted faiths. Among the religious minorities, Muslims number the highest at 1,70,000 people. Given the political compulsions of democracy, the question then arises, is it fair to give importance only to numbers, even as we ignore the contributions of a community? Ravinder Sharan's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, that is all in this edition of Verdict 2015, but also watch our afternoon election bulletin at 1 p.m. Thanks for watching.